Hey y'all, welcome back to Charisse Says. I'm thankful for the opportunity to take you to the next level when it comes to investing and give you practical money solutions so that you can have the wealth that you want. If you missed my last episode, don't stress about it. Check it out at www.charissesays.com. As always, feel free to tweet at me as the show is going on. Did you know that established investment firms Charles Schwab and Vanguard officially entered the automated investing space in 2015? Automated investing is another name for a term you've probably heard in popular news: Robo advisors. We'll get to the name thing in a bit. What's important for you right now is that the broader financial services industry has made it completely clear that automated investing is here to stay. And so you should be asking yourself, should I be jumping in bed with the computers? In order to jump in bed with anyone, computers included, you should at least get to know them a bit and hopefully love them. No judgment, I'm just saying. Bringing us to today's show, Computer Lovin'. Exciting, right? A lot has been written over the last few years about letting computers manage our money. And so I want to simplify things and the overload of information by focusing on 3 points. Number 1, who exactly are these computers who manage our money? Number 2, how do they work in practical terms? And number 3, should you get one? Okay, let's hit the first one. The term robo-advisors just means that technology, instead of humans, assists you in making investment decisions. Most robo-advisors use exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, as their main investment vehicle. Check out my previous episode on ETFs if you need a refresher. Now, the technology has been created by humans, but they are one step removed. Many people like using the term robo-advisors because it rolls off the tongue easily, and you can just imagine some robot managing your money. You've probably also heard the term automated investing services because I used it in the beginning. It's not as sexy, but pretty self-explanatory. Technology automatically invests your money. Now, these terms are often used interchangeably in the media. So keep in mind that some robo-advisors and some automated investment service providers also have human financial advisors, and some do not. You might see different firms use alternative terms for basically the same thing, but each has its own spin. Wow, say that 3 times. Here are the big players in the space: Betterment, Charles Schwab Intelligent Portfolios, Personal Capital, Vanguard Personal Advisor Services, and Wealthfront. Make sure you check out my blog for a full list of the players so you can compare and contrast. The important thing is that these services have some major selling points. Number 1, generally lower fees compared to human financial advisors, which I talked about earlier in the season. Accessibility for investors like you to get access to good portfolios, and you don't even have to have millions of dollars. Some robo-advisors still charge a minimum dollar amount, so make sure you check. And the final selling point? An easy long-term investing approach. Now that you know who they are and what purpose they serve, let's talk about how they work. There is no better way for me to explain how they work than to speak from my own experience. I opened up a Betterment account because I found it to be the best for me. Remember, I'm always encouraging you to do the best for you based on your own situation. Here's the major highlights from what I found. I filled out a few simple questions. Notice the easy format, and this is just sample data. I'm not telling you how much I make. I also filled out a few goals. Now, these questions are based on modern portfolio theory, or MPT. MPT allows you to maximize returns for a certain level of risk. The younger you are, the more risk you can afford to take on. Based on my responses, they showed me which investments they would allocate me to. In my case, I had 90% stocks and 10% bonds on the left, and the underlying ETFs that they invest in on the right. Stocks are expected to have higher returns and risk than bonds. So if you have a bigger appetite for risk, as we found out by the questions, you will have a larger portion of your portfolio invested in stocks. I then set up a recurring amount that I would invest over time by linking to my bank account. Think about this step like an automated savings account, which automatically puts your money into a savings account each month. They also have a one-time option, but in order to smooth out returns over time, I chose to invest some cash every month. As you can see, I chose $50. Hey, I just wanted to taste and see first. Now, there are other steps, like providing your social security number, because these firms have the same security standards as banks. The entire process takes 15 minutes, more or less. And then you're off to the races. These platforms will send you an email to reinvest your dividends, rebalance your portfolio, and transfer money to your account. All of them will have some form of this disclaimer. Investments, not FDIC insured. No bank guarantee. May lose money. Investing in securities is risky, and there is always the potential to lose money when you invest in securities. These folks have to cover their asses. Basically, they want you and the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, to know that in case you lose money, it'll be hard to sue them. And they've warned you of the risk. So if you have questions, call these services up and get your questions answered. Bringing me to my last point. What should you do? Many people say that robo-advisors replace human financial advisors. I do not take this view. Like I said in my earlier episode, having a human financial advisor is like a money COO. And quite frankly, humans can do things that it's just hard for computers to do, like keep your emotions in check. I see humans and computers as complementary. They reinforce each other. So I want to encourage you to at least explore these automated investing services. Ask yourself these questions. Are you comfy with the language, help buttons, customer service, and atmosphere, which is half the battle? Despite the simplicity, these sites can come off quite technical, even for me, and I'm a CFA charter holder. Number 2, are you new to investing? And lastly, do you want a service that does the work for you? If the answer is yes to any of these questions, go a little further. Open up an account and try one for 6 months and try it for yourself. Or open 2 accounts and see which one you like better. And then compare the results to that if you did it on your own or if you used a human financial advisor. Now, if the answer is no to any of these questions, leave a comment or question on my blog. Or better yet, use the hashtag #AskCharisse and tell me what is giving you pause. Remember, doing nothing is the worst action you can take. And that wraps up my show for today. Computer Lovin. You learned 3 things. Who are these computers we let manage our money? How do they work in practical terms? And what should you do? Feel free to take the conversation to Twitter or leave a comment or question on my blog. Until next time, I say keep building the wealth.